So this is the last European travel pleasure adventure video because we leave tomorrow, we go home, and I am so excited, so looking forward to getting back to my life and my other trip with my husband. And honestly, I'm feeling tapped out and over it. And this is pretty typical for these trips that I do. With this family that I help, I just reach this point where I'm just tired and done, and I tend to turn off and shut down and just like put my head down and be like, okay, let's get home. And that started happening this morning. I found myself getting really upset and really annoyed and frustrated and angry, and I just wanted to share the fact that even though I teach pleasure, I live a pleasure-centric life, even though I'm like, it's my favorite thing to express joy and freedom and decadence and all those beautiful things, that does not mean that I'm not also an asshole sometimes. I found myself running through the streets of Budapest on my run this morning and just like wanting to take people's heads and throw them off their body. Be like, get out of the way! Ah! And it was just this building of like me just not feeling good in my pleasure and reaching this like breaking point. And so recognized that that was happening and pulled myself over to a little bench and sat there and was like, okay, girlfriend, what is going on? And I just am so grateful that I have the skills and the tools to work with myself. Do you know, when these things come up, because they always come up, we're humans, we're people, we're triggered. I think we're meant to get triggered so that we can move through things and move into greater expansive, expressions of our loving. So I just wanted to like share the distinction that like being in your pleasure and being and like living a pleasure-centric life does not mean that we don't get pissed or get pissy or angry or mad or shitty. It just means that we have the tools and the ways, the things that we know we can come back to support ourselves and to align again with what does feel good and what is our truth. Because I feel like, that loving, patient, compassionate part is our true self. It is our true nature. And we don't need to deny our humanness by not feeling all the other stuff. And I think in the past, that was really my go-to. I was really afraid to like really feel and express some raw, crazy emotion because, well, number one, it scared me. And number two, I thought it wasn't appropriate or right. So I didn't want to do it. And I was really scared of other people's reaction to it. Where now I'm recognizing like all this stuff that comes up is so in service to something. It's so in service to giving me information about myself, my experience, what's going on inside of me, and also being really grateful for all the tools that help me come back to baseline. And the baseline being the place of pleasure, the place of love, the place of just pure expression of who we really are. And the work that I get to do really, really gets all the other gunky stuff out of the way. So I was just really grateful to have that experience this morning, even though I did want to make heads roll. But, so what did I want to share? Basically just that, basically just that is that like, I really feel like pleasure is the language of the soul in that it aligns us with who we really are. It's like when we follow the path of our pleasure, we are given more information about like who we really are. But when we're following the path of the ego or of the emotions or of the mental realm or other things, we tend to get confused and things get messy. And the experience tends to be one that doesn't always reflect pleasure. So I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Why do we want to be perfect? This world is so vast and yummy and different and has all these different color sprinkles to throw on top of the sundae. So yeah, I guess that's it. And I am super excited to go home. I am really, really grateful for this experience. And I've learned so very much about myself and about how I'm able to come back to myself. There are definitely things that I feel I could work on. I could really, really work on asking for what I want and expressing myself and just sharing more of myself. That's been my intention lately, and that's really the intention behind these videos. It's like I want to be a bigger expression of myself, so I really challenge myself to share myself in a bigger way. So thank you for being a part of that for me, for holding space for this. And I'm so happy to hold space for whatever you're desiring for yourself as well, because it's all possible and it's all just so full of light and love. And I'll see you on the flip side, back in the States. Bye.